I want to send my congratulations and I want to send my shout out to Diana Taurasi for being the first WNBA player to reach 10,000 points. You have to understand the WNBA has 12 teams. The WNBA has not been there for that long, and Diana Taurasi is 41. And the fact of when we talk about GOATs and we talk about, the greatest women basketball player of all time, you hear Sue Bird, you hear Maya Moore, you hear Lisa Leslie. There's a reason why you also hear Diana Taurasi. She has been one of the most consistent players, and she has been one of the best players in WNBA history. When we talk, I always say this: when we talk about Hall of Fame, can you talk about a league? Can you talk about a sport without naming that person? And you have the full story. For instance, you can't talk about the NFL without naming Tom Brady. Because if you don't, you're leaving out arguably the greatest player of all time. You can't talk about basketball, talk about the NBA, and leave out LeBron James or leave out Steph Curry or leave out Michael Jordan, because you're leaving out an important part. When we talk about the WNBA, there's no way that you can explain the history of WNBA and leave out Diana Taurasi. She is one of the greatest players of all time. She was successful in UConn. She's been successful in the WNBA, and the WNBA would not be as popular and would not continue to grow in popularity if it wasn't for the greatness of Diana Taurasi. I understand that there are, Candace Parker's up there as well, and the ladies that I named, but this moment is for Diana Taurasi. I want to say shouts out to Diana Taurasi for being the first woman in WNBA history. I also want to say, do you realize the WNBA does not play as many games as the NBA? So there was a thing going around on social media. There's somebody at ESPN that made a stat that Lisa Thomas, she became the first player in WNBA history to have 2015 and 10 game, and I think like 100 NBA players have done that. But I understand what they were trying to do, but it just landed wrong. They were trying to show that while yes, it's common in the NBA, Alyssa Thomas is doing something did something that nobody has ever done in her sport, and that's what they were trying to highlight, even though it came off very poor. The WNBA plays a lot less games than the NBA. I think they play like 30 or 35 or something like that. The NBA plays 82. And on top of the NBA doesn't have to fight for nearly as much as the WNBA has to fight for. The WNBA has to fight for TV rights. They have to fight for their play. I mean, do I want to go in this? Do I want to go in this soapbox, Jalen? I'll do it. The WNBA players have to fight. There's a reason why a lot of players have to go overseas to play basketball when the season's over. A lot of WNBA players do not get off seasons because they can't afford to have an off season with the type of money and the type of salaries that they get from the WNBA. They still do not have chartered flights for the entire season. There's still a chance if you leave right now and go to a flight that you'll see a WNBA team. That is crazy to me. The WNBA does not have to fight for nearly the same rights, nearly the same respect as the NBA has to fight for, which I understand when we talk about revenue and we talk about popularity and bringing things in, but this is still a sport. This is a sport that people are funding. So for the people that like to shit on the WNBA and like to throw dirt on it and say that these people are trash, these are the same people that do not have 10,000 points anywhere. So I say all that to say, when you want to look, because I did this too. I did this as well. I was like, damn, 10,000 points ain't that much, especially when we look. But I'm comparing it to a league. I'm comparing that to the NBA, who plays 82 games a year or 82 games a season. So this is Diana Taurasi's moment. Shouts out to Diana Taurasi for becoming the first WNBA player to reach 10,000 points. Well deserved. You are considered, and you probably are, the greatest WNBA player of all time, possibly. But you have the resume to that is that is second to none. Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.